Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, I want to explain you how to balance an imbalanced data set. If you are doing any ML related processing or training any model, then you must require a high quality data set. During preparing high quality data set, this is the best or important step, that is balancing imbalanced data set. So I want to explain you that. So you can see I'm writing a new code. So to do this, I'm using this Kaggle platform and creating a new notebook. Since this is for the task imbalance to balance data set, I'm just renaming it for, for imbalance to balanced data set. So like that, I want to name it. One I'm naming it here. So now, so for this, I'm just taking some random data set. Let's take Titanic data set. Okay, so let's take some Titanic data set. I think all data sets are visible to me. Let me take only the data sets as input. Yeah, only data sets. So among this, I want Titanic data set. So you can see, yeah, I want to take this. So I'm just loading this. So now you can see I have this Titanic data set. Now I'm copying this path. Let me load this data to here. If you want to load a data like CSV file, this is a CSV file. If you want to load such CSV file, you need to import pandas as PD. So I imported the pandas as PD and I'm using this PD dot read CSV to read this file. I copied the file path from here. Now I'm pasting the same within the double quotes and I'm storing the data in this df variable to remember it like a data frame. Now let's check first whether this data set is a imbalanced or not. For that, I'm just running this cell and then I'm printing the head records. Like let's print top 5 head records from the df dot head of 5, so that it will print like a top 5 head records. Now I expect my output will be survived or not. So this is my output, like data frame of this VD survived. So this is nothing but my output. I want to check whether this data set is a balanced or imbalanced. So for that, what I'm going to do now is, so first I want to see how much data set really belongs to what. So let's group by this data, like y dot group by. So based on what I'm grouping is, I'm grouping based on this index, or you can say the row name. So if I do this, so data frame dot group by based on this, so that it will be grouped. So how do you refer y is, it's like this, you need to refer. So that's why previously I'm getting error. If you print y, then you can able to see the data. So let me, yeah, if you don't want this cell, then just delete it. Okay. Now, so I want to use y to group by this survived data, and I want to see so what type of data, how many records are there. So zero, so for that you need to use size method. You can see zero records are totally 266 and one records are totally 152. Let's say I want to see it in a visual manner, not in this calculated way. I want to see graphs. So for that you need to import Seaborn as SNS, and by using this SNS dot, we have multiple plots are there. Among those, count is the plot that you are going to use. By providing your x is nothing but you need to provide two things, x and data. This data represents where your data is present in this y, right? So that's why I'm providing y as the data, and x is nothing but the column that you are going to print with respect to this count plot. The column is survived, so provided those two. So now you can see the variation between the data zeros related data this much and ones related data this much. That means it's not balanced. So what I'm expecting is I want to balance the data set. I want to balance my data set. So in order to balance my data set, I already have y. I also require x, like input features, whatever I'm using to balance my output as well. So if I just balance, let's say if I oversample this data only related to y, and if I not added the data with respect to input features, then what happened? Some extra samples only present in y, and in x those extra samples will not be there. So in order to balance that, what we do is we directly oversample both x and y. But currently right now I do not have any x value, so I'm just printing my data frame. So in this data frame, let's say I want to take only few columns as my x value. So for that I want to take so let's see, like what are the null values, or what are the columns which are not having null values. Okay, passenger id is not having a null, and survived column is also not having null values, and p class. So let's take some values for x. So data frame of columns, let's consider passenger id as well for this column, and let's, yeah, survived is the output, p class. So what is this p class? Yeah, platform class. I'm just taking it into considering it into x value. Name, it's a string, I don't want to take right now. Sex, I don't want to take right now, it's a string. And age contains some null value, so I don't want to consider it as well. SBSP, let's see, SBSP, yeah, it contains zeros and ones, so I want to take it since it's a numerical and there is no null values in it. And patch, patch, yeah, it's also numerical and no null values in it, so I'm considering it. And yeah, ticket, so let's see the ticket contains some string value, so I don't want to consider it. Okay, so embarked also is there, but it's a string. I don't want to consider it because if I consider string values, then I need to make or I need to create a dummy data and I need to convert it again into numeric data before using that. So since I am focusing on imbalanced dataset to balanced dataset conversion, I'm just taking these few values like x, and my y value you have already seen, like survived or not is my y value. I'm just running this. So at last I want to see my x, okay, and at last I want to see my y, okay. So now I want to, what I want to do, I want to balance my y values. Like I want to make these two to be oversampled and equal values I want. So for that, so do I have any predefined method is there? Yes. So that is where it was present, sir. That is present in imb learn dot oversampling. So inside this, that method is present. What is that method, sir? That method is, or that class is SMOTE. So first you need to initialize this mode. Let's see whether we'll get. So it's not SMOT, it's SMOT. Okay, now we can able to load this as SMOTE. So let's create a object for this SMOTE. So now we have this SMOTE related object. If you want to print this, then just write this so that you can see the object for that SMOTE got created. Now by using this, you can able to resample your data. So for that, so since this is the first time and you're calculating from scratch, with respect to x and y, so that's why I'm using this fit resample. So we are just resampling our x as well as y, and the modified x and y I want to store it in m capital X comma modified y in m small y. So I'm just running this, so you can see in this my modified data got stored. Previously, you can see only 418 records are there related to y. Now, if I print the modified y, since it's a oversampled, you can see totally 532 records are there. That means it's a oversampled. So why we by using what we oversample by using this SMOTE. By using this SMOTE class, we use it as fit resample method to oversample this. Now let's check like whether we can able to get whether we can able to get like balanced data set or not. So how we can able to visually check it? So you can use like SNS dot count plot, and here also you need to again provide two values x and data. So data is nothing but what is holding your data, m underscore y, that is holding my data, so that's why I provided this. And what is your x, like what is your column? My column name is survived. And let's run it. So now you can see almost they look like same, that is they are balanced. So let's say I want to see exactly the count of ones and zeros which are present in my modified y. So if you want to do that, or if you want to check the count, so that you can able to do it by using my dot group by method, by providing the column name, and you need to provide like a size method. So based on this size, this column data present in this data set will be grouped. So you can see totally 266 zeros and totally 266 ones are there. That means whatever the output that we provide here while resampling, that will be what happened, that will be balanced. Only the output will be balanced. Don't think of input, because it might not get balanced as well. Sometimes it might happen like input might not gets balanced due to oversampling, but whatever the output that you mentioned, that must be, that will be definitely balanced, you can see. So this is the practical view for it, or visualization for it. And this is the mathematical count which says that our data will be balanced. If you are training any ML model, or if you are creating any model, for that definitely the training data is very important. So during that time, if you take imbalanced data set, then which might not provide you a best results. So during that time, balancing of your data set is definitely needed. In this video, we discussed like how to balance and imbalance a data set. First, we need to load the data set. Then, so first we visualize, or we need to see like mathematically whether our data set is balanced or not. And visually also you can able to see and check whether our data set is balanced or not, like outputs. If not balanced, then based on what type of input data you want to balance, that type of input data you will take, and you will need to import this smote smote class from imblearn.oversampling. Then you need to create an object for it. Then by using this smote object, you need to use this fit resample method to balance your output like y based on the input like x, by doing some calculations by using this fit resample method. Those calculations will be happened internally, and this will provide you like a modified x and y, that is a resampled x and y. Whereas in this modified x and y, what happens is some samples got added or oversampled, so that your y output will be balanced, it will become a balanced data set. From where it become balanced? From imbalanced to it will become a balanced data set. So it will add, like it will oversample by adding some data into it. You can also see like whether your data set is balanced or not by using this group by and size method. So I hope you understood this video and you get knowledge regarding how to convert imbalance to balanced data set. I hope this video is useful. If you feel this video is useful, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thanks for watching again. See you back in the next video with another interesting topic. Until then, bye bye, guys.